I think the best part about going away on vacation is that you don't have to cook, right? Well, that's kind of sort of the case for me, but at least I did get a break and I got to eat some yummy stuff. So if you want to check out what we ate on our recent Florida vacay, then keep on watching. What's up, universe? It's Julie, your kitchen coach, and welcome back to our channel. And in case you're new, I'm a trained chef who's passionate about helping beginner cooks gain confidence in the kitchen. And although I'm not talking about cooking in this video, I still like to share with you a lot of the stuff that we ate. Maybe this will inspire you the next time you're in Florida. If you watched this last video, I talked about our road trip snacks. And in that video, I talked a lot more about the things I did prepare and cook and prep in advance to carry us through our road trip. As you know, if you watched this video about our overview of our Florida vacation, you can see what we did there, all the fun stuff. As you saw, the trip wasn't that long. We spent more time on the road than we did on vacation. It was 4 days of travel for 3 days of vacation. And honestly, because it's the pandemic, I wasn't sure how it would be. Luckily, because it is Florida, it was warmer, we could eat outside a lot more, and if we did get to eat inside, it was because it was less crowded or there was no one else around. The first night we get to Florida, we were tired, we were haggard. I mentioned it in our videos, but all we did was settle down to some cup noodles. I thought that I was done with the cooking from the hotel or assembling squish sandwiches in the car, but I wasn't, because the next day when we were on the beach for the first time, we were enjoying ourselves so much that Joe didn't want to leave our spot. So I decided to just run up to the hotel, which luckily was attached to the beach, and I assembled our food. I forgot our vlog camera, but I came upstairs and packed up a quick lunch because Joe wants to stay on the beach today. It's gonna rain my hair. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so he wants to utilize most of the time at the beach today. Good thing I brought all this with me. Like, I didn't think that we'd be eating in this much. We have not eaten out, takeout, or at a restaurant or fast food this entire trip on the road, into hotels or anything. So, gotta go join my guys, but honestly, I'm stalling because like, it's been really nice to be alone for a hot minute. At first, Joe was joking around that I brought too much stuff, which admittedly I did. I brought way too much food in plastic bins and everything. You can see more about that in our road trip snacks video. But it came in handy because I was able to go upstairs and assemble kind of like a bento box as well. So I used a microwavable white rice. And then I had these canned tuna, which is seasoned from the Korean grocery store. So they already have flavors in them. And I got the one that was spicy. And then I had like seaweed salad and grape tomatoes, and I pretty much called it a day. For Lincoln, I made some like microwavable Velveeta shells and cheese, and I put it in a thermos. And then I also had some baby carrots and cucumbers, salami, and he really liked it. I didn't even know that Lincoln likes salami so much until he ate it on this trip. And it was nice to kind of enjoy the breeze and the ocean air, sit on the sand in the sun, and really enjoy a picnic.
Yummy.
Yummy. Is the tuna good?
Delicious.
Good job. Is the combination good of all the stuff? I didn't know what I was making when I went upstairs. I was like, ah. What's that you're eating?
Salami.
Salami. But by nighttime, I was kind of done cooking, so we decided to eat out. We started out by walking on this pier. I was kind of not sure where to eat because it was very tourist trap. Like, you know, like every single restaurant was like a tourist trap. But we're like so tired and hungry by this time, we just picked anything. It did have a kids menu, so we were able to get something for Lincoln. He doesn't like seafood and all that kind of stuff, but we were specifically craving seafood because we're like in Florida. And then we got a nice seat outside and with a really great view of the harbor. We honestly just picked this place. We don't even know. We were just walking along and we were hungry, so it's rotulas. I don't even know what it's called. But luckily we have a space heater up here. Joe's happy because he's watching the game.
And the beautiful scenery. Do you want the platter right here? Yes.
Sure.
I'll enjoy.
Thank you. we ended up getting this fried fish platter. So it was fried fish and fried shrimp with French fries, fried. But we also got these mussels that were in this kind of like white wine / bacon sauce. And it was really good because you can taste the smokiness of the bacon. It was like picked up.
The bacon gives it good flavor. It's good, it's flavorful. Bacony, right? Yeah. How's your food, Lincoln? Good?
And Joe kept dunking his bread into the sauce. And I was thinking in hindsight, man, I should have asked for more bread because that sauce was gold. I really liked the combination of us getting something steamed and also the fried. And it was like a really good meal because it was like hot. I didn't cook it. It was something different from all the foods I've been packing the whole time. I would say that it was a combination of the view, the breeze, the atmosphere, and the food that made it pretty good.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
Is it hitting the spot? I don't know, maybe we're just deprived from seafood.
That's definitely true.
But we're also really hungry. And this is also the first meal we're eating outside of hotel food. Like literally like packed food. But it's like not overly breaded. It's not overly like, it actually has flavor.
In terms of actual taste, I feel like, you know, it could have been better, but I'm just like a snob like that. I think when being a chef, whenever I go out to eat, I'm constantly like thinking, I would have improved this or I have made this a little better. But overall, for being like a touristy area, it was not bad.
I gotta dip that bread in. That mussel bacon juice.
It's perfect.
I like these little pickled vegetables they gave, like a pickled okra. I just had a pickled cauliflower. Breaks it up. It's like kimchi.
The next morning, we woke up and I think we ate from our hotel room again. It was like I packed some Dannon yogurts. They had granola bars, things like that. And then we went off to Seaside, which was about 45 minutes to an hour away from where we were in Okaloosa Island. And when we got there, I specifically looked up on Yelp and through different blogs to go to the Shrimp Shack. There were some mixed reviews, but I ended up going there because I really wanted the raw oysters and the shrimp, like the peel and eat shrimp. And when I went there, I was like looking that there were two kinds. There were Gulf shrimp and Royal Reds. But upon looking at reviews, the Royal Reds are more expensive, but everyone says it's worth it. I trusted them. I went for the Royal Reds, went for the pricier one, went for a half dozen of Royal Reds, which comes with like corn and potatoes, and then went for a whole dozen of the raw oysters on a half shell, which come with like, you know, the horseradish, cocktail sauce, lemon. And that I knew that Joe would be all about because raw oysters is like one of his favorite foods. And for Lincoln, I wasn't sure what to get, so I just went to this like little taco shack nearby and got him a cheese quesadilla and some chips and salsa, so he was good with that. The raw oysters were everything we thought it would be. So fresh, clean, cold, sweet, wonderful.
Put a little bit of the horseradish, the cocktail sauce, a squeeze of the lemon, and then a little dash of Tabasco. You're gonna be so happy. This was worth the drive. Joe's favorite food is like raw stuff, raw seafood, like oysters, so. Can't see your eyes.
It's heaven.
I think you have to take your glasses, your sunglasses off because Mom can't see your eyes.
That's what it is.
So good.
We kept saying that it was pretty much worth the drive just to have that. So wish we had like another whole dozen of oysters. But then when we tried the Royal Reds, we were extremely impressed and surprised because it was almost like eating tiny little lobsters.
That looks like a lobster.
Yeah, it does. It really is sweet like lobster. It has a really interesting texture. It's not as like rubbery or like, it's kind of like creamy. It's like creamier. It's more tender.
It does taste like lobster.
Yeah, isn't it more creamy?
Very
Or like-
creamy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Not creamy like mushy. It's like just buttery.
Buttery.
That was probably the best meal and best experience that we had in our whole Florida trip. It was totally worth the drive. It was a very picturesque town. Highly recommend going to Seaside if you are visiting that Destin, Florida area. It is so beautiful, so scenic. It's such a cute little beach town, and eating that seafood right there was awesome.
Excellent.
Inevitably, it was a bit crowded because it was a lot of the spring breakers, so pretty much all the little tables outside were just claimed. But we had this nice little spot almost to ourselves, and we didn't feel like too anxious being there. I mean, it was so good. I would definitely eat there again. Next time I would even get more oysters and more royal reds. Totally recommend getting those two things.
It's the damage.
We kept hearing that it was gonna rain, and it didn't. So we were able to hang out on the beach all day, but then when we were heading home, it was downpouring. We were tired, we were hungry from being on the beach. And so we decided to just get Thai food on the way home.
We're back in the hotel room and it's late night. So we picked up some Thai food. I just looked it up on Yelp and it was literally on the way. I forget what this is. I think this is jasmine Thai. And hopefully it's good. Beef pad ki mao or drunken noodles, chicken wings with chili sauce, and chicken fried rice because for whatever reason it's supposed to be good there. So got it so that Lincoln could eat it too. And he said he just wanted to go back to the hotel and chill. Those were his words exactly, because it's been a long day out.
It was nice to be able to eat it in our hotel in our comfort of just like sitting on our beds and like watching the Food Network. Lincoln liked it too. And I had like, you know, fresh vegetables and stuff to like go with it, some cucumbers and things. So it was good. The next day, we decided to go to this pier area where you just like walk on the pier. We decided not to go on the pier, but we were just like on the beach hanging out. Lincoln was playing on the playground. And then eventually we just got gelato for him, which is funny because this was the first time we were getting ice cream for him while we were in Florida. And second of all, he was eating ice cream like dessert before lunch. I don't know why we decided to make that parental decision, but we just did. I think it was just because it just seemed right. Like it was nice outside. He could eat gelato on the beach. There were a lot of restaurants on that pier area. We were just like hanging out there, but we decided not to eat there because it was touristy and it was more like burgers and like that kind of stuff. And we were still in that seafood mind. You know, there's this one place that I saw, it was called Stevie's, and it says like local food for like at local prices. We decided to try that out and it ended up being closer to our hotel. Now, when we got there, there were two Stubbies. It was like a Stubbies and then there was like a Stubbies fish market. So I thought the fish market was just like a fish market where you just buy the ingredients to go. But I didn't do enough research because in the end, I wish I had gone there 2 times. We ended up going there for dinner, but it was so good that I wished I had gone there twice. The Stubbies was good too. And we ended up sharing a platter that was grilled. Like I didn't want to get fried again. So I got the grilled shrimp, this time Gulf shrimp, and grilled fish. I don't know what kind of fish it was, but it was like firm flesh. So to me, it was almost like mahi-mahi or something like that. And there was oysters, and I wish that they weren't fried, but they said that's the only way they serve them. So I was like, okay.
Wow, that's a lot of food. So we're at Stevie's Shanty. I just looked it up and it's really close to our hotel. It's supposed to be local seafood at local prices. So we got the Stevie's platter, and then Lincoln got chicken tenders, which comes with French fries and a hush puppy. This is a hush puppy, that one. Okay.
Lincoln had chicken tenders and fries. I felt like he was eating chicken tenders and fries almost any time we ate out. So I felt really bad for him for doing that, but he didn't seem to mind.
It's good.
We ate that and I liked that it was grilled, had good flavor. I think Stubbies is known for having their own like concoction of seasoning.
Grilled shrimp. Cocktail sauce. That's good flavor.
And it was pretty affordable. I was tempted to get the gumbo there because everywhere you look in Florida, it's like they're boasting about gumbo, but I just didn't get the gumbo and I kind of wish I got it. It would have been nice to have like a nice little like seafood soup or stew.
I wonder what kind of fish this is. Sometimes it's like fish of the day or whatever. But I like that it's grilled too. Oh, we have hush puppies on our plate too. It's yummy.
Feels very homey.
Homey? I like it. Well done.
Yummy?
And then I believe we spent more time on the beach. After that, for dinner, we ended up going to Whataburger, of all places. Not really what I would normally like. If I eat fast food, I like to do it for like lunch usually. But for some reason, Joe was curious about Whataburger and it would have been like the only chance we would have had to try it. We were seeing it like all throughout when we were driving around Florida, and he knew it was a Texas chain. So he was curious to see if it was something like In-N-Out or something that we should like try.
This is Joe's first time eating his double Whataburger.
So it's actually pretty big, diameter-wise.
Oh my gosh, it's like flat and big, yeah. Well, maybe it's also because it's a double too. So yeah, I never heard of it, but Joe wanted to try it. It's just like a chain that we keep seeing popping up here. He said it's from Texas, so I don't know. We're the only ones here. We got a double just because, I don't know. Just felt like, you know, even when you go to In-N-Out, you always get a double. This is like our first fast food our entire trip. I don't know. You seem unimpressed.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
I missed the tomatoes the first bite, so.
So that was bothering you?
I gotta have the whole thing. It's pretty good. I don't think nothing
Special?
out of the ordinary, yeah.
Is it juicy? It doesn't look juicy. It is? Okay. Oh, it is huge. Look at this thing. It's kind of squished. I wish the presentation was better. So, first impression, I am not impressed. But we'll see.
Ultimately, we were not that impressed with it. Maybe it was what we ordered, but we ordered like the Whataburger, but we got the double patty thinking like, oh, maybe it's not like thick enough. But man, we didn't need to do that. It's huge. It's like a big fat burger. So we both got the double burgers and we added cheese to it, but you have to pay extra for cheese. So we're like, man, this is like very like rich. Overall, the taste was like not impressive. The bun was squished. It was just like not aesthetically pleasing or like presented well. I think I'm used to like when we lived in California and we had In-N-Out. Like I feel like that's something to like write home about, you know? I love In-N-Out burgers, by the way. You know, it's like the fresh vegetables and the bun is like all picturesque and perfect and toasted and like buttered. This one was just kind of like a McDonald's burger. And then, yeah, they even had like little things, like they had spicy ketchup, but it wasn't that spicy. And then they had fries. It was just whatever. And then poor Lincoln ended up eating like chicken bites and fries again. But this time I had like the sense to bring some sliced apples and baby carrots too. So I think that helped a little bit. Yeah, so if that was our very last meal of Florida, then I would have been very disappointed. But at least we had the next day. So once again, we were only in Florida for 3 days. So this doesn't give us many opportunities to eat out so much. So then we were like, okay, we got to eat one last meal. So I almost felt like a lot of pressure. Every time we have to eat out, Joe puts it on me because he's not really a foodie. He doesn't know, like he's afraid that if he picks something like Whataburger, like I won't really like it. But you know, like I decided to look and I was like, I feel like the Stubby's fish market might have something. I looked at it and it did. It had steamed seafood.
Oh, here it is.
We're here again.
Yeah. We're gonna try to get some lunch. I made your mac and cheese for lunch, Lincoln, since you don't like this stuff.
Now, had I done some more research or known anything about it, I would have noticed that a lot of restaurants were touting that they had steamed seafood, like steamers, steamed dinners, steamer dinners, whatever. But I didn't really pay attention. I wasn't sure what that was, but that's what we wanted all along. Okay, so this is like what you would get from like a crab boil, right? So they had this like nice tray. We were able to share it. I think it was like something $20 for the two of us to share, which I thought was great because it was enough food for both of us. It came with like crab legs, steamed Gulf shrimp, the peel and eat shrimp. It would have been awesome if it was Royal Reds. It came with corn potatoes and sausage. Came with little melted butter, and it was so good.
So at the current time, this is about $26. What was it? $26.99. Lincoln's eating his lunch that I packed of mac and cheese and all these assorted things.
Look at pickles.
Yeah, okay.
Fresh, salty.
This is their special seasoning from this place. This is nice. This was right across from our hotel pretty much.
Look at that. This flavor really nice.
I like that there's sausage that comes with it too. Like a real, like crab boil. This too. Okay, I'll do the shrimp. So we're trying some Gulf shrimp this time. It'll be good because it's salty. Like it was seasoned really well. Sometimes it's like a little bland. It's actually a little bit on the salty side. So I think that's why you gotta eat a potato with it.
I mean, the crab legs were a little on the salty side. I don't know if it's always that salty or maybe just our batch was. So good thing we had the potatoes to absorb it a little bit. But man, this is exactly what we were looking for. You know, just like that, crack the crab legs, eat it, peel the shrimp. It was super good. Yeah, so Joe and I kept saying, man, we wish we knew about this place that was like right near our hotel earlier on. We totally wish we could have eaten there at least more than once. We would have had that same exact steamer dinner again or tried other stuff because they had gumbo, they had fish. That was the theme. We were definitely going for a lot of seafood while we were in Florida. And that was our last meal. That was for lunch. We were very happy, and then we were driving on our way to Tennessee. And then the next day, we woke up in Nashville, and I wasn't really planning to like stay there that long and eat. But then we ended up going to the Goodwill outlet, which is amazing. I mentioned it in our last video, but hit subscribe and hit that bell so that you can see when my Goodwill outlet haul comes out, because it's a good one. It was my first time going there and I was like blown away. It was crazy. You know how much I love thrifting. We did the Goodwill outlet thing, which was totally a surprise, and we were actually hungry by then, and Joe was really wanting to try the Nashville hot fried chicken from Hattie B's. And this is something that we've seen everywhere. I've seen it on Travel Channel, multiple reality shows like Kristen Cavallari to David Chang, like everyone talks about it. I've seen it a lot of times, but in my mind I thought maybe it's gimmicky. Maybe it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Maybe it's just hot and nothing else. And I don't do well with hot foods anymore. Ever since I had Lincoln, I don't know what's going on, but I can't really eat like that spicy foods. And especially being on the road, I was scared that if I had spicy foods, I'd be like paying for it on the road. But after that Goodwill outlet haul, I was hungry. So we decided to go. There was a long line and I was like, oh no, we're gonna have to wait even longer. But I waited in line. Joe and Lincoln went to find parking. I held our spots, and then by the time they came back, the line moved up pretty fast, so it wasn't bad. There was a cool little like patio section to eat. For Joe, we ordered 2 quarters dark, 1 medium spice and 1 hot, because there's different levels of spiciness. And for me, I ordered 1 quarter dark with no spice at all. So it's called the Southern Fried. I thought that I was gonna get maybe mild, but then I'm like, just don't want to chance it. I'll just get the Southern Fried. I'm sure that just the plain will taste good. But then I didn't want to miss out, so we ended up buying some to go. So I was like, can we get them to go so I can try it at home when we're not on the road? He's like, sure, we're only here like once. So we both ended up getting like 2 quarters dark. Like I think I got mild, which in the end, maybe I should have gone for medium and just like gone for it. But Joe, again, got like medium and hot, and we ended up taking that home, like a whole nother thing.
Chicken it's moist and not dry at all. Yeah, I think this is the Not that hot. Yeah, the chicken's really soft.
That's good fried chicken even without the heat. Super juicy. And then the crust is like just right. It's not too much breading.
I got the collard or southern greens, which were so good, and they were like braised and had like almost like a tart vinegary taste to it too, which was so good. And the potato salad. So in my recommendations, I would definitely get those two. I feel like they were very complimentary to the chicken. And then Joe got coleslaw and French fries, and Lincoln got a chicken tender again. We got him the mac and cheese, but I didn't realize the pimento mac and cheese would be too spicy. I thought maybe it might be a little bit, but it was a little spicy for him. He ended up not eating it.
Trying some of Joe's medium, and honestly, it's not too hot, but there is a kick. It's like a slow, like kind of like a cayenne pepper kind of hot.
Hot? Is it really good?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hot.
And then we also got desserts, which I was excited about because there was banana pudding and peach cobbler. Couldn't decide, so we got both.
Which one do you like better?
I like both. I mean, this is warm. The peach cobbler.
Oh, the peach cobbler is warm and the banana pudding is cold.
It's good.
It's good now, right?
That was a great ending to the hot fried chicken. That is so smart of them to put banana pudding and something sweet like peach cobbler on the menu, because after something like hot and fried, like you kind of want that like creamy, cool, like goodness to, you know, soothe your stomach. Our friend asked us when we got back home, like, is it all that cracked up to be? He's a foodie too. So he was like, is it really all that cracked up to be? And I was like, I tell you what, it is not hyped. It is like one of the best fried chickens we both had. Joe is not a fried chicken person. I totally am. I love fried chicken if you didn't know. It's like perfectly probably brined before it's fried. So it's seasoned and it's moist, but it's not too salty. And the breading on the outside is not too thick or too hard or craggly. It's just right. It's like almost like a thin, crispy skin. And then the sauce itself, it's not super hot. It's more like a deep cayenne flavor that kicks you in the back of your throat. It's like a slow burn, and it has great flavor in itself too. Yeah, I would definitely go there again. I'm so glad we took some to go. I recommend you doing that too. The next day, we just threw it in the air fryer. It was good as new. And I would definitely eat there again in a heartbeat. So I'm so glad that was like the last to-go food. It's not Florida, but it's our vacay eats from our road trip. Decided to just throw that in too. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Hattie B's or any of these other places that I mentioned in our video and what looked good to you. If you enjoyed watching this video, remember to push like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when a new video like this one comes out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.